All right, here's the breaking news story that we've been telling you about. It's coming out of Washington. It happened in about the last 10 or 15 minutes. Associated Press is now reporting United States interrogators threatened to kill the children of 9/11 suspect Khalid Sheikh Mohammed in the event of other attacks on U.S. soil. That information contained in a long-suppressed report we've been awaiting all day. We also know, because CNN had earlier confirmed, that interrogators threatened this terror suspect with an electric drill. No, not Khalid Mohammed, but this man right here. The man you're seeing there is Abdarim al-Nashiri. He was a suspect in the bombing of the U.S. warship Cole. Now listen to this. At the same time these details are leaking out, all this is happening right now. Attorney General Eric Holder now is naming a prosecutor to examine nearly a dozen cases in which CIA interrogators and contractors, mind you, may have violated anti-torture laws of the United States. Robert Baer is a former CIA agent, now a columnist for Time.com. He has written extensively, and very well, I might add, about U.S. intelligence, or in some cases, lack thereof. Bob, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Did you or anybody that you ever worked with threaten someone with a drill?
Oh, absolutely not. You know, this happened after 9/11. When I was in the CIA, I spent 21 years there. We were absolutely forbidden from hostile interrogations, is what we used to call them, or torture in any form, or working with governments that tortured people. This is something new occurred after 9/11, which I mind you is against U.S. law.
There's something that I emphasize there. I don't know if you caught it when I was reading it, because it's not just CIA agents who may have done this, but some of these people working for the government, these contractors, who are essentially, in many cases, really mercenaries, but they're working in your name and in my name. Does that trouble you?
You know, the last I've heard is this assassination program, which went from the CIA to Blackwater, was given $30 million of unaccountable information. At the same time, we've got Blackwater employees accusing management of actually killing people. I mean, they are hiding behind the veil, the corporate veil, which is hiding behind the veil of secrecy, which the CIA lives under. We have no idea what went on.
Let me ask you a question, because it sounds to me like the President of the United States really doesn't want this to happen, because he's just juggling way too many balls right now. But it's starting to look, from this report that I just read, that Eric Holder will move forward with not only naming someone to investigate this, but eventually having prosecutors. That means it's starting to look, Bob, like people are going to be prosecuted in these cases. Some Americans are going to look at this and say, don't prosecute them. They were only trying to stop terrorists. So even if they made some mistakes or did some things illegal, so what? What do you say to that?
Look, at times of war, there are always abuses. But the military has in place a system. It's called court-martials. Even in Iraq now, during the Vietnam War, during the Second World War, we've had court-martials. I mean, the CIA should have some sort of system where there's an accountability, whether it's a special prosecutor or a system like court-martials. I don't know, but there has to be accountability.
So if these guys did this, should they be prosecuted if they took a working drill and put it next to somebody's head? If they took out a gun and started firing it, pretending to be killing people, and then told the person that they were so-called torturing that he would be next, should they be prosecuted?
If it's against American law, yes. No one's above the law. The military, the police, the FBI, you and me, nobody's against it. If they broke the law, yes. What can I say? They have to be. We have no choice.
Finally, one more question. This guy al-Nashiri, did he know of him? Because it sounds like some of the things they did to him sound pretty awful anyway, if they actually happened. Do you know from your sources if this guy had some kind of imminent threat that was about to be imposed on the United States or its people?
No, they didn't know whether there was a ticking bomb in his case. What they wanted to find out is what he knew, and he wasn't talking right away, or they didn't think he was. So they resorted to these techniques. We knew very little about Al-Qaeda before 9/11, and there was a desperate attempt to get more information. I understand the atmosphere, but the point is that some people went beyond even the very wide guidelines, and there must be an accountability for that.
Well, it sounds like there may very well be an accountability. Bob Baer, thanks so much for joining us.